The Canucks snuffed out the Flames, down 3-1. They came back, astounding the observers. They weren't finished there. It was on to Dallas. And pretty soon the stars were fallen stars. From there, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Victory was never so sweet. It took double overtime, but they did it. And then it was to the Big Apple. The best team that money could buy, but the Canucks showed that they were still no match for a team with heart. In the end, it was merely a goalpost away.
Live from BC Place Stadium, the 1994 Vancouver Canucks Fan Appreciation Day.
You're looking at Wish the Canucks thank you very much for the season that was. They were here early. The doors opened at 10:30 and the fans were streaming in. An estimated 42,000 people have paid a Canuck buck each to be here today with their Canuck paraphernalia, and they're waving their flags, and they are set to pay a special tribute to a very special season. You're looking inside the dome now, and as you can see, I think the BC Lions would be very, very grateful to have this kind of crowd for their season opener. Some of these fans may not have heard that, in fact, the Stanley Cup was not won by the Vancouver Canucks, but the Canucks did win something very important. Loyalty and admiration. Listen to them cheer. It's a different crowd here tonight, or this afternoon rather. It is a younger crowd, as you can see. A lot of children have taken the day off from school, no doubt with the quiet acquiescence of their teachers and their parents. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Kevin Evans, and for about 24 hours, the true focus of this week was taken away by unfortunate events on Robson Street. The riot tended to cloud the achievement that the Vancouver Canucks have made in this magical spring of 1994. But today, the focus is back where it should be, on center stage, on the Canucks, and on the fans, and listen to them roar. The energy here today is quite palpable. The fans have been here since about 10:30, as I mentioned, and they've been pumped up since 11 o'clock. The CBC's own Steve Armitage acting as master of ceremonies for the first hour. Steve will be joining me in just a moment's time to MC this next hour. He's going to be a little bit hoarse. Gloria Makarenko is joining us today as well. She is down on the floor with some undoubtedly somewhat pumped up fans. Gloria?
Undoubtedly, that's the word, Kevin. I think one of the first things that comes to mind here when you're standing in the stands is there must be a lot of classrooms around the Lower Mainland area sitting empty today. I'm with a group of students that came all the way in from Delta on the bus this morning. You don't plan to go back to class this afternoon, do you?
No way! We've been here all day.
This is a whole day off. You think it's a good reason for it?
Yeah, the Canucks did really good. We're here to just cheer them on.
Now, I'd like to know, have you always been Canucks fans, or are some of you just jumping on the bandwagon at the last minute?
I've always been a fan. I jumped on the bandwagon.
I want to get a quick idea now about your favorite players. Let's run through it.
I love them all. Kirk McLean.
Kirk McLean.
Lafayette. Pavel Bure. Trevor Linden.
Okay, thanks. You guys enjoy the ceremonies today. Thanks for your enthusiasm. Let's check with Barry McDonald now. Barry?
Gloria, thank you. Pandemonium on this side, your side as well. Very interesting sign. I don't know if we can get a shot of it, but it says real fans don't riot just underneath the scoreboard. Incredible ride this has been. 2 months ago, the Canucks were dead and buried, down 3-1 to Calgary. It's really hard to believe we were in here celebrating what was almost a Stanley Cup championship. And for these fans, I don't think it really matters that it wasn't a Stanley Cup championship. It's so loud in here right now, I can't even hear myself talk. There's about 30,000 people in here right now, I would anticipate. Probably more will come in over the lunch hour. Moments from now, try imagining it getting any louder, but it will. The motorcade carrying the Canuck players and management will come in. The first car will have Pat Quinn and his wife Sandra, and of course Emily Griffiths. The last car number 20, will have Kirk McLean and Trevor Linden. In between, Pavel Bure will come in with Jeff Cornell. That's car number 15. Pavel Bure, in case you missed it, this morning the Canucks made it official. He has signed a 6-year contract, retroactive this year, and it's worth a bundle. So these Canuck fans have more reason to celebrate today. It should be quite a day. Kevin and Steve, I'm assuming Steve's got back upstairs. Here, take it away, guys.
Well, Steve certainly has. Steve Armitage, Hockey Night in Canada host, has run up those stairs from the stage. Boy, you've been in Vancouver for some time. You've covered sports a long time. You were on that stage. You saw those fans, how pumped up they were. Can you compare this with anything that you've encountered?
Kevin, this is absolutely terrific. The only thing I can relate this to would be the World Cup final of soccer in 1982 in Madrid, when I couldn't hear myself think. There were times down on that floor this morning when I couldn't hear my own voice. They were that loud. They are having fun, and well, they should.
All right, Steve. We have Phillip Owen, the mayor of Vancouver, is on the stage now with a proclamation.
Proclamation, Vancouver Canucks Week. Whereas the Vancouver Canucks capped the 1993-94 National Hockey League season with an astounding Stanley Cup final performance that has cheered Vancouverites like nothing since the 1915 Stanley Cup victory of the Vancouver Millionaires and the original White Towel Series of 1980. And whereas the Vancouver Canucks have been an important part of our city's sporting community since entering the National League in 1970, and whereas the Canucks have brought the citizens of Vancouver together in a spirit of competition, of sportsmanship, and good-natured rivalry with the great city of New York, and whereas the team has given so generously of its time to support worthwhile charities such as Canuck Place, and whereas the Vancouver Canucks have shown that through hard work, dedication, and teamwork, goals can quite literally be achieved, now therefore I, Phillip Owen, Mayor of the City of Vancouver, do hereby proclaim the week of June 13th to 17th, 1994 as Vancouver Canucks Week. Thank you very much.
And is there any doubt that this was Vancouver Canucks Week? There are seminal moments in every city's history. Perhaps Vancouver 86, Expo 86, Steve, was the last one where everyone was united. Certainly this past week it has been that way as well. Now we have a very special guest in the Dome here today, Steve. Randy Bachman, Turner Overdrive, with a rather interesting theme song. His signature song, appropriate for this event and what the Canucks have accomplished in this playoff series. A little tune called Taking Care of Business.
Here they come! Here are your Vancouver Canucks!
And as Randy Bachman plays the theme, the Vancouver Canucks are entering from the east side of the stadium in a cavalcade of convertibles. And there you can see the first one, suitably enough, Pat Quinn with his wife Sandra and Emily Griffiths, the widow of the late Frank Griffiths, who would have dearly loved to have been here to see this. Steve, you got to wonder what's going through Pat Quinn's mind right now.
You've got to wonder, Kevin, if he'll be back next year as coach of the Vancouver Canucks. A lot of speculation, a lot of talk that he'll move on after 3 years behind the bench. Boy, you've got to feel great for Emily Griffiths. If anybody has enjoyed this run of the Vancouver Canucks, it has got to be Emily. And there's her son, Arthur, accompanied by his wife, Joanne. Arthur has been the voice of the Vancouver Canucks ownership for the last 13 years.
And you've got to think that this is obviously a moment for that family as well. There we have another voice of the Canucks, CKNW's Jim Robson, and sitting beside Jim is what some people think may be the next coach of the Canucks, Rick Lee.
Rick, of course, had head coaching experience in Hartford. He's been an assistant with Pat Quinn for the past 3 years. And I would think if Pat steps down, you're looking at the new head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, Rick Lee.
And now, Dave Babbage. What a series he put in. It looks like he finally had a shave. 33 years old. I think there's some, with Kane Whitmore, we should mention, who was the backup goaltender for the Canucks. Some speculation that this may be Dave Babbage's last hurrah as a Canuck.
He wants to play some more. He told me that he doesn't feel like he has played his last game for the Vancouver Canucks. And that man sitting on his right, Kay Whitmore, he won 18 games this season for the Vancouver Canucks. If Kirk McLean had gone down, he would have been the man in the pressure cooker.
And they tell me that Kay Whitmore, even though he wasn't the starting goaltender, was in there the entire series. Incredible enthusiasm and support for his team. He was in that game.
And there is Yuri Slager. And sitting next to him, Nathan Lafayette. What a run he had for the Vancouver Canucks.
I'll bet you he is so glad that he was traded this year. That trade being one of the, in retrospect, one of the more brilliant moves by Pat Quinn.